Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings to everybody. Once again, another podcast with myself, Muhammad from Coffee FF channel, live today. Alhamdulillah, we got a brother on, brother Ifti, also from the city of Coventry, from where I'm from. Currently, he's just, I don't know what he's doing there, chewing some chewing gum. But alhamdulillah, this brother's got a story to tell, from injuries until recovery. And now he's got like a gym that he works out in. Yeah, I can see it behind your house, behind the camp, behind you. It looks really good. So, brother, if you tell us about how you've been coping and the issues that you've had, and how you're recovering from them, please go ahead.
So lockdown has been a bit of a, how can I say, up and down situation. So you're on the up and then it goes back down, then you're on the up. So it's constantly battling with yourself. It's about self-motivating yourself as an individual to cope with the lockdown. As I see, my personal experience is I've had various injuries from back to knees, back to back, and then having to see osteopaths, chiropractors, physiotherapists, MRI scans. It's been difficult because you can't see the individuals you want to see. You can't see those whom motivate you to, progress in your life. So as I said, brother Mohammed, he's been a big motivator for me. So even these little stories that you put on social media, it's just that little bit that comes to you. So someone's done a run, and it makes your life easy because it motivates you as an individual. This is what we need to do. So social media can be a positive role model for you guys. And for me personally, is I see certain things where people are working out, people are going for a run, people are hill walking, and it motivates me to do that little bit. So recently, I was talking to an individual in the park. I went for a walk in the park, in my local park, and they said, "Oh, we went for a run to 5-6 miles," and that motivated me to do a 5-6 mile run. And it was very slow and steady. With the injuries that I had, start, but I still persevered in doing what I needed to do. So lockdown on a whole has been difficult because you're balancing it out with your family life, your lifestyle, your work, and then also your own personal motivation. And this is, on the whole, something new to an individual and to me as well. Before I could go out to the gym, spend an hour, even if I didn't.
You're breaking up. If they were losing you, how you doing, Luke? How's everything?
Hello, mate.
A good experience.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Good,
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, you're coming through nice and clear,
Back to
Luke.
you, man.
Brother Ifti, you were breaking up for about 15 seconds. Like your screen is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me, Brother Ifti.
Okay. Yeah. I can
Are
hear
you using the next door neighbor's Wi-Fi, Akhi?
This is one of the lockdown problems.
Yeah.
You have to use whatever's best.
Whatever means necessary.
Yeah, I've got better Wi-Fi.
Fantastic.
Probably
Excellent.
cancel it again.
Yeah, I've known you for many years and you've always kind of kept fit, right? And I remember some of the injuries that you were telling me about and how you're coping from mentally and physically recovering from those injuries. And Luke, feel free to join, brother. Feel free.
Yeah, sorry, what injuries are you talking about?
Go ahead.
So my injuries have been, I've had a slip disc, I've had a minuscule tear on my right knee, and these two injuries have been side by side, affected me. So from the lower back injury, I've not been able to train as much. So just weightlifting has been basic weights, light weights, running or fitness, it's been non-existent, and it's not anything else, just been self-motivating myself to do something. And it's quite easy for me to say is I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to do it because I've got an injury. I've got an excuse now. So I'm using that excuse in my mind to not train, even though I physically want to train. My lifestyle has dictated. I mean, Brother Mohammed will know, is I've been for many, many years, and I've seen you as well, Luke, in the gym, is I just want to go out and train. I'll do, whatever, 45 minutes, an hour. And recently, before lockdown was last year, it lifted again. And then all of a sudden, Boris put the restrictions in. But I was doing a bit of boxing with the kids, so taking the kids to a boxing club, and it allowed me to do a bit of, physical fitness as well. And because lockdown occurred again, it stopped me in my tracks. So I lost the motivation again, and it was a bit of a yo-yo. I've lost the motivation. How do I regain the mojo? I can't get anything else. I can't get a magic pill and say, let's get it down me and let's start it off. Them pre-workout pills don't tell you to do that. So it's a difficult situation.
It's all it's all about willpower, and it is hard. In the first lockdown, I actually hired a load of weights off my couple of my boys. I done them once, and I didn't go back to them again. It's that easy because the motivation ain't there. If you're in the gym, it's you got the motivation to train the way you want to, but it feels like at home you're not training the way you want to, and you're not putting your all in. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think a lot of people can relate to that, to be honest. A lot of people can relate to that. So if you're saying you had these injuries, so are you 100%, or have you recovered physically?
Physically, I'm not 100%, but still doing that little bit allows me to do something for my mental health. So, mentally, as you know, lifestyle dictates that if you've been training, if you've been physically active for many years, and then you go and you pick up this injury, and then you are on the NHS or a private, seeing the private physiotherapist or whichever, and the NHS are saying, right, you need to start walking again, and they're trying to tell you is, this is what you need to do to start again. And even though your lifestyle dictates that you're going at 100% power, which is you want to start running, you want to do this, and because they're saying now you have to start walking again, and you have to more or less learn the ropes again, it should. It demotivates you because the individual is saying, you know what, you don't know nothing. Let's start with this, and it's a bit more of a generic plan that they give you guys. It's not tailored to your need. For example, recently I was speaking to a private osteopath, and the gentleman said we were talking about vaccines, and we were talking about my own personal injury. And he said I treat many patients, and the patients that I treat is the same thing. This is the training that I give them is do this. However, I personalize the training now because the NHS is a bit more, how can I say, varied, whereas mine is a bit more personalized. You come in with a back injury, L5, S1, a slip disc, and the same with another individual. But if I give you a certain set of training plan, it may work for you, but it won't work for the individual, even though he's got the same symptoms as you. And this is what happens with the NHS. They've got a generic plan that they provide you on a platform and say, take it away, and this is what you need to do. And it doesn't work for you. And so you're battling with yourself thinking, what do I need to do in order to make myself feel better and to go back to my normal lifestyle? And that is a big factor in order to overcome, in order to get yourself into a different lifestyle. My lifestyle is now different. I can't do anything that allows me to train the way I want to train. I've got a bit of a gym at home. And trying to add to that gym in lockdown has been very difficult. The price of gym equipment has gone from £1.50 a kilo for weights to £3, £4, £5, £6 a kilo. I mean, you're on the same amount of income, but the people are charging you and extorting a lot more money from you for the same thing. Businesses are there to make money, but obviously you be a bit more, how can I say, you be a bit more realistic and fair in your trading as a business. So it's difficult to try to motivate yourself if you've got a hindrance in your way, which is if your own personal lifestyle dictates something else and what you want to do. So you yourself, Jamie, was that you hired something. Not many people can hire. I mean, even if you did buy something, you're looking at over £1,000 for a gym. I recently wanted a treadmill because I thought outdoor running was not good for me, and the treadmill prices rocketed. I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money just for a treadmill.
Yeah.
It's it is. It is.
So
Did you sorry, you slip disc and your bad knee. Did that come through training? Is that because you trained too hard, or
No.
was it just one of them things? Or
so both of them were from car crashes. So one happened quite a few years ago, about 4 years ago, and that was I was at a certain weight. So I was around the 70 to 80 kilo mark. 70 would be my ideal weight, and that was my aim. And I was hindering between 75 and 80. So that was my yo-yo weight. And I didn't mind that because I was quite happy with that. But because I had this injury, it stopped me training. It stopped me in my tracks. And I couldn't do anything. Every time I went for, my lifestyle changed. I changed workplaces. I was commuting to work. Even when I was running into work, I was running for about 10 minutes. And that was it. My back would seize up. And then I would think, oh gosh, I've got to work now for 8 hours. And this was like a morning run just before work. And then I think I've got to work for 8 hours through pain. And then you have to take time off work because you can't do anything. You can't commute to work. So it affected you mentally as well as physically. And then you're thinking income wise, oh gosh, I have to go out. Instead of me training, I'd rather not train. I've got to go do my 8 hours shift. So I'd rather do that. So you were balancing everything out. And then obviously body started to mend itself slowly. And then I started to introduce myself back into a bit of running, and I started to get back in. And then all of a sudden I had another car crash a couple of years ago, and that affected my knee. And then I didn't know what it was until I went for the MRI scan, and the MRI scan had a grade 2 meniscus tear, or it was a strain, what they put down. But they also put down that I had a cyst and everything else. So I'm still, even after 2 years, I've now got this injury as well as the previous injury, and it's affecting both. So even when I'm training, I'll do some, good morning exercises, and I'll say to the gentleman, the osteopath is, it doesn't work for me. The way I want to train and the muscles that I want to hit, it's not affecting me as such because my muscles are tight and they're constantly tight. And how do I get rid of this problem? Because I know that there is a fix there. How do I do it? Because I see these YouTube videos and you see these people who go walk in there and they pay the guy, and then the guy does a few little cracks and does this and that is it, and he's up and he said, yes, I could do it. And then all of a sudden I'm there and he does a few little cracks and he says, yeah, fine, I've got you back in and hopefully it's fine. And then a couple of days later, back to normal. And you're thinking, gosh, it's the same thing. You're up and down.
Maybe you need to research and go to different. Is it a chiropractor that you go to?
I went to it's Coventry Sports and Injury Clinic in Canley.
Okay, yeah.
So I spoke to the gentleman there, and then obviously what I wanted to do was have another MRI scan on the knee and find out exactly what's happening with the knee. Because if it needs, I need an op or anything like that, then I don't want to delay it. I'd rather just get it done and then carry on with my life, then let the injury aggravate and get further, and they'll say, right, you need a new knee replacement, which I'm thinking this is where it's going down that path of them guys are not doing anything. So it's obviously I've been to another physiotherapy therapist in Locust Lane near Coventry. He did a bit of a ultrasound scan. So there's been various couple of ones. So I want to.
What about What about surgery? Is that an option or?
So this is what I need to do. Is that surgery? I need another further MRI scan in order to get that surgery. And they're not obviously GPs now. They work off unless we can do it now. And lockdown was everything's all over the phone. Even my physiotherapist. It's all over the phone. Yeah, stretch your back, do a video phone call. Yeah, you can see me. Yeah, you can touch your toes. Great. Yeah, it seems like you're fine. And I'll say I'm not fine because I can't do what I want to do. And they'll say, right, okay, I'll tell you what, just do some squats and just strengthen your core and everything's rosy. And
it's not that easy, is it? It's easier said than done when it's.
And I'll say to them is, I'm flipping out. I can squat normal. If you're telling someone who is like a 40-year-old male who's is not athletic or is not active, and you'll tell him to do a squat, He'll say, okay, yeah, I can do what. All right, you can strengthen your core, do this, and he'll start strengthening his core. But if my core's already at a point where I can strengthen, I just need a bit more. It's not the core that's the underlying issue; it's the injury. You need to look at what's happening. So it's and sometimes you're educating the GP and saying, "I've gone to Google. Google says this. Can you tell me?" And he'll say, "Right, yeah, I think I'll have to send you for an MRI scan because I'm not very conversant with that." You're up against the wall and thinking, right, you're actually educating the GP now. And I know GPs are there and they're trying to help you out, but it's a difficult.
But you know what? You know, until they go for them injuries themselves, they don't know. All they can do is, oh, maybe that will work, maybe that, you know. But they ain't. They're guessing. That's all they are doing. They're guessing, and it might work for, like you said, it might work for somebody. It could work for, and that it couldn't work for that guy. But you just need to experiment different exercises and just figure out what works best for you.
Yeah,
you know.
Of course. So, yeah, that's been in a nutshell. Trying to battle it out. So I went for a 7-mile walk today just to keep myself motivated. And obviously, you lose loved ones along the way. COVID has been a bit of a up and down where some people are skeptical, saying it's just nonsense, and some people are saying it's realistic. There is something there. And then obviously, when you lose someone close to you who has had COVID,
yeah.
So,
you know what? If it was, I believe it. I believe COVID. You know what I mean? This and that.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. The world's on lockdown. You know, so if it weren't there, then you know, it's what are they getting from saying that there's this big pandemic going across?
Yes.
But they're lying about it, and it ain't true. You know. I don't get it. I believe it's true. The whole world is on lockdown, and you can't get any more true than that. You know. So to the people that say that it ain't true or whatever, it's no. They need to wake up. They do.
So if just wanted to ask him, Luke, if he took any like natural treatments like cupping, you know, like ijama cupping or anything. Have you tried any type of medicines or alternatives?
So
who, me? Sorry.
Ifti with the injuries.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, cupping is something that I would always refer back to in order to get rid of, whatever's inside me. So it has helped me. The wet cupping, so that's drawing blood, and that's. I mean, I've had times where I've been really bad mentally. I've not been in a good place, and then you have the cupping done, and it's been a bit of an uplift. You can feel it, and you feel a bit more light, vibrant, and you're thinking, right, I can go out for a little run. And that is what cupping does. It just takes away all the toxins, all the bad blood, all the stagnation, and it allows your blood to move freely. And this is what, okay, some people say, no, it doesn't affect you. And I've had some guys who are, they're called the physio rehab guys on Facebook, and they say it doesn't help you at all. But personal experiences has helped me a lot, even with my injuries. I've had pain in my knees, pain in my back, and straight as I've done it, I felt a lot more easier. I could be, a bit more flexible. Mentally, maybe, sometimes mentally it affects you because obviously sometimes I do the back of my neck or back of my head. It allows me to just get rid of that stagnation and then obviously go out for a nice little walk, breathe in the fresh air and do it. Because my gym, my training is in the morning. I like to start my day off, is have a cup of green tea and then let's start the day off with a bit of training. So whatever it is, and I've got myself in the routine for many, many years. And if I don't do it, that is it. It becomes a drag throughout the whole day. Mentally, it's playing on you. If I do it at midday, then you target yourself at midday. Okay, if I don't do it at midday, I'll do it after work. If I don't do it after work, I'll do it in the evening after meal. And then by the time that happens, you're stuck with the kids. So kids are at home. Obviously now the bills are going up. There's internet. You guys gotta, do the Zoom classes with the kids during the day. In the evening, Zoom classes at the mosques. And then, sometimes on the weekends, they do Zoom classes now with the kids for physical fitness. So martial arts, whatever. And now, I mean, it's all happening indoors. and we've not had nice weather, so no one can go outdoors and say, right, okay, let's go do a Zoom class outside. It's not happening. So I mean, I've built a little bit of a shed. This is my office. This is where it's like my little man cave. So it allows me to go back and just self-isolate and reflect upon myself and what's gone right, what's gone wrong, and how can I better myself as an individual. And that's the key thing, is self-reflection in everything. In this lockdown, to be a bit more self-reflective. How do I motivate myself to do various things in my life? I've done it so well, certain parts, and then certain parts, it's not happened. So now I'm back on the journey of getting back up again. I'm on that step again of doing it. And I've planned, I'm going to plan for the future of, in this year, going for hikes. Because of lockdown, I've had 3 cancelled holidays, 3 cancelled hikes, not being able to go out of Coventry, forget Coventry, getting out of your own area, you know, seeing rats dead all across the road. I mean, you know, what more is there? What more pleasant sight can there be? And you're seeing rats all over the place, and it affects you mentally. And then you're seeing people, how can I say, argue with each other. Last night, someone was arguing on my road 4 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, everyone's stuck indoors. How do you do it? You're in the same thing. Central heating's on. You're just staying there watching Netflix, YouTube, whichever. And that is it. You can become a professor overnight. Yeah. So this is.
Is it me now? But because we've been on lockdown for so long, does it seem the normal now?
Does it seem the norm?
It seems the normal to me now. You know, it's I forgot what it's like to be free.
Honestly, that's how it is.
It's
I mean, maybe work-wise, you'd go out and it's the fresh air and motivate yourself to get up and doing things. It's like, you know, a simple thing is getting up and praying for the morning. That's been a bit of a thing, because you're thinking, oh, I've got 15, 20 minutes, half an hour left. And you know that in that 20 minutes, half an hour, you can get up, you can pray, and then you go downstairs in your own time, relax, and then you can log on whenever you want. You've got that window. You're not going out of work. You're not going out. You're not driving down the road, motorway or anything. You're not.
So you work from home.
Yeah. So lockdown has been a blessing for me in that sense. In the sense that I'm not commuting to work. I'm from work. So I do it every so often, and that is just in terms of my job role. What I need to do is I have to still go out and do my cases. However, it's been a blessing because I've been able to have more time to do it. And I mean, because of lifestyle, personal circumstances, sometimes it's demotivated me. But majority of the time in this last 6 months, I've more or less measured myself, and I think I'm doing a lot more in terms of my weight. My weight gain normally happens in the winter months, and this hibernation period for me is being key, because I can put on 5 kilos next to nothing, and then all of a sudden I have to go back, and in January, February, it's about motivating myself, get outdoors, go out for a hike, do something, and then I can try losing that 5 or 10 kilos before we get to Ramadan. So these days it's been a bit difficult, but so far I've not gained any weight. It's just been that hiccup, 2 kilos, then 2 kilos off, 2 kilos on, 2 kilos off, and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. I've maintained that steady weight. Hopefully Ramadan's around the corner. It gives me a bit of a spiritual boost, physical boost, because Ramadan is all about the physicality as well for me. So I'm able to go out, train, you know, dictate my lifestyle, fast, know that I can control my habits. So,
your diet, do you eat healthy? What's your eating pattern like?
This is the difficulty, is because the kids are at home. There is no control of the diet. The diet can be controlled, so I've been doing
it can be. It's just willpower.
Yes,
that's what it is. You know what? More kids there that eating. You know, I've been on a healthy eating plan now for about 7 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to see the kids eating whatever they want. I have to just turn my eyes to that and just pick up the broccoli. You know, it is hard, but you know, it is willpower. But it takes a lot to have that willpower as well. You know, this is the longest I've ever been on a healthy, strict diet.
Really?
The first time in my life. I'm 36 years old, and it's hard. It's hard. But you know what? I am trying my hardest to stick to it. You know,
as you get older, it actually gets more difficult as well.
oh, I'm telling you, yeah.
So
Excellent. We've got another guest on. We've got another guest on. Is it Jamie?
How's it going, Jamie?
How are you,
boys?
Jamie?
How are we?
Hey,
Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you?
Mate, I'm stressed to the eyeballs with this.
Is there
Don't let me
technology
on or
or just
anything.
you're coming through nice and clear, brother?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've actually used my phone in the end, so if it dies, I apologise.
No, it's fine, mate. So we're just posing questions to everybody, Jamie. How you been through this lockdown period, and any ideas you can share with everybody?
Did I really? It's been hard, isn't it? You know, life's completely changed. For myself, you know, obviously playing ice hockey and stuff, going to the gym.
Tell us something
socialising.
about that, Jamie, about ice hockey and.
Well, I used to play as much as I could. You know, I'd play once a week, 5 times a week, as much as I could, to be fair. And then to have it taken away from you after like 15, 20 years is extremely difficult. It's like taking one of your arms away, I guess. You don't know what to do with yourself, you know.
And you were a professional ice hockey player, weren't you?
I was indeed. Yeah, played professional for a few years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even down to like just going to training and seeing the boys and stuff, you know, madness that you can't do it. So yeah, it's really difficult, and the fact that obviously fitness side of it is a case of doing stuff in the attic or whatever, or in some sort of spare room or something like that. It's completely different. Everything's just different. The only thing that isn't different is the fact that I just still go to work normal. Everything else is completely changed, and I'd say it takes time to adapt, but we've had a lot of time and I still haven't adapted.
That's what I mean. It's just waking up every day, watching the news. Oh, what's new on the news now? What new variants out?
Yeah, that's it.
Brazil variant. You know, I thought we're getting closer and closer to conquering this. You know, and there's next variants out. It's scary. It's scary.
Oh, for sure, mate.
You know,
at first,
you wake up every day. You don't know what's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, at first I was one of these like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not real. You know, it's not going to hurt us, this, that and the other. And the last 4 months, something like that, there's been loads of people that I knew that had it. There's been people that I knew that passed away and stuff. And it kind of makes you think, even just going down or around to someone's house for a drink and a catch up, you know, you take a lot of things for granted. And it makes you think that's the best thing about it, I'd say, is that I've not reevaluated my life, but I've looked at it in a different way.
And there's one thing, you know, Khalid, who goes to Scorpion Gym.
Yeah,
He's had family members that have actually passed away.
No way.
Of COVID,
especially that close, you know.
Yeah. So if these people saying you know it ain't true or whatever, just speak to the people that have lost people, you know. And it opens your eyes. And
it literally only takes for one person that you know to either have had it or their family members had it for you to actually think, do you know what?
Yeah.
This is real. And sorry, Luke, carry on.
Sorry, no, carry on.
And you know, this is real, and that nobody is like bigger than COVID. Everyone can catch it.
That's what I mean.
You know?
Yeah,
it's not like 100%. A cold. You know, I could come and meet you, and you say, "No, Jamie, I got a cold. I can't see you." It's not like that. You can walk down the street and you can get this thing. You know.
Yeah. And then you can give it to your family
people without even knowing.
You can give it to people that ain't as healthy as us, and
you can count
it can all go. It can all go downhill from there.
That's it.
You know? My wife, her sisters had it. No, 2 sisters.
No way.
My brother-in-law, he's had it. You know, it is it's a serious thing. You know, and even people, if they think it ain't real, whatever you think, just treat it as it is real.
That's it. You know,
I mean, no matter what, if you think it ain't real or whatever, treat it as it is real, and let's just get back to normal, you know, and stop. It's killing a lot of people. It's killing.
That's it.
And you know what? I would take the vaccine. I would take the vaccine.
I was very against it, mate. To be fair, like
me too. At first,
very honest, I didn't want to grow another arm or another leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It come out really quick, didn't it? Let's be honest. Like it weren't there 1 week and then it was there the next. But now I'm for sure, you know, definitely gonna when it's available for myself. I'll definitely be one of the first in line for sure.
Yeah, you know what? I actually sorry. I had a text the other day off my GP. They said that I'm eligible to get the vaccine. Yeah,
I knew you were older than before.
Yeah. So my wife.
He doesn't look it, does he? He looks about 19, doesn't he?
No. Can I say something? The wife rang him up. You know, she speaks on the phone to him. You know, it's she rang him up saying, yeah, I think he's eligible, and they said, oh no, they've got a misprint. I was like, you know, I was gutted. I thought, yeah, you know what, I was gonna get my vaccine. You know, even 2 weeks ago, I was against it.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
now it's like, you know what, just I'll have it. Everyone else is having it. You know, just if it's gonna help the economy and the world, then just give it me.
That's it. It's not just helping you either, is it? Which I've now obviously understood. It's not just a case of it's helping you; it's helping everybody. If someone has it, you know.
It is. And my mum, she's really her mental health because of this COVID. She's so scared. She's so scared of getting the virus, and it's horrible to say it like that. You know, so if it means me saying to my mum, yeah, I've got the vaccine, I've had the vaccine, to make her feel better, that's enough.
Yeah, for sure.
That's enough. That is enough. You know.
What made you change your stance on not having the vaccine to having the vaccine? Is it through sheer maybe desperation that you're thinking things need to move forward in order to get me back to my normal lifestyle, or is it because there's some goodness in it? Because I've had a couple of guys who've had it, my parents have had it, and they've been ill. So so I think
sorry, they got ill from the vaccine. Did they?
Vaccine, yeah, and then my friend who recently.
Sorry, we can't hear you. Sorry, say that again.
No sound.
My friend who just had the AstraZeneca vaccine, he was ill for 3 to 4 days after. And he
ill in what sense? Like
he had shivers, he had a flu-like symptoms.
Yeah.
So all the COVID signs was there.
Yeah.
He went for the test, and he didn't have the COVID. So
yeah, but can I? It's the same with the the flu jab. They inject part of that virus into you to make your body feel like it's actually got it, like it's got the main virus.
Yes,
but it ain't. It's just triggering your cells into thinking it's got it. So it's even with the flu jab. If you get injected with the flu jab, a couple of days later you will have flu-like symptoms. You know, and I'll put that down to that. You know, people might think different, but yeah, I would still take it on that on what you just said. Then you know,
but that's the key thing is this variant that they did it is now gone. Now there's a new variant. So how are they going to update the vaccine in order to tackle this new variant? Because obviously it'll have a different strain, different type. The vaccine needs to be manipulated in order to make sure that our body can fight this off.
Yeah. What they're saying at the minute is it's a new variant of the COVID-19, which means it's still COVID-19, but it's just a new variant. When it mutates too much, that becomes a new virus.
Yes.
You know, so because it's a new variant, they are saying that the vaccine still, or there's not enough tests at the minute, but they're saying it does help, and it still will protect you from them at the minute.
Well,
you
there
know.
was
But
another situation where, sorry to cut you off, was when the person had the actual COVID-19 or COVID vaccine, and he then contracted COVID.
yeah, no,
Maybe
that's
I can't remember
3-4 months
exactly.
later.
Quite a few weeks or months later. I don't know the exact.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, can I say something? Yeah, I heard that as well. What they say with the vaccine, I have been researching. They said if you take it, it will take up to 3-4 weeks even to protect you, to get your body thinking. You know, the what is it? The antibodies. That's the one. Yeah. To get them in your body to protect yourself from that. So if you were to take the vaccine, 2 weeks later, if you were to catch COVID, that hasn't protected you yet because you haven't built up the antibodies.
Yes.
You know, if you understand what I mean.
They were injecting. Sorry, there was part of maybe Australia somewhere where they're actually injecting a high dose of vitamin C into patients who have contracted COVID in order to build their immune system or their immune system fight off the COVID, and it's worked. And obviously, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your supplements and how you're active you are, and how good your immune system is. So if your immune system can fight off the common cold, great. If your immune system can fight off, probably I've had it, COVID. I mean, everything, all the whatever they're saying in terms of the flu-like symptoms or whatever you get. I've had all of that, and the missus had all of that. I had it. The kids weren't affected, but I had it, and I just slept out, and I just doubled my dosage of my vitamin C's, my vitamin D's, and all the multivitamins. I just doubled it up, and over a few days, I started to feel a bit more relaxed. Now, even with my parents, the same thing I've had is they've had the COVID vaccine, and then they've had these flu-like symptoms. And it's been, I've told them, it's just double it up on top of your vitamin C's and your vitamin D's. And slowly started to get back into normality. My father's bedridden. So for me, it was a bit more of a commonsensical point of view is he doesn't need it. Because he's bedridden. He's not going to go out. He's not going to be active. He's not going to go out and change his lifestyle. He's in bed.
So is he bedridden from the virus or
No,
in half general?
Yeah, he's been bedridden before that. So
okay.
Put him somewhere, pick him up, put him somewhere else. That is it. So it's
yeah.
And it could be the fact that the carers get it and they pass it on, but because father's not active, his immune system is going to depreciate, and over time and the age, this is what I'm not getting in terms of my own viewpoint is the elders in the communities, their immune system is depreciating, and you're injecting into them part of the COVID vaccine. And is their immune system able to fight this off? Or
true.
To build their immune system, so give them the vitamin C's, high dosage of vitamin C, vitamin D's, so they can get out. Because obviously our lifestyle is we're stuck indoors. We've got artificial lighting. We're not active enough. We're sedentary on chairs. And, obviously even this podcast. So we're here, we try and talk about it and trying to improve our mental health. But the physical health is we're not getting out. We're not getting the vitamin D's. We're not getting out. We're not stretching our body. We're not stretching our legs. Our muscles are starting to think, right, forget it. So that is what, and we're not building our immune system up. So unless we build our immune system up, we're not getting it. And if I look back many, many years ago, you look at the Spanish flu, and there's some archives where people will say, I'll drink a bit of whiskey in order to get it, and I'll just get into bed. And then a couple of times, the guys were saying, I just go off to work. He goes, I'll just down a bit of rum, a bit of vodka, and that is it. I'm off to work. It goes, I just think about it, that I'm okay, and I'll go out. And this was the Spanish flu. So this was the BBC archives I've come across. And you think, wow, the mentality back in them days is, we get some mustard, rub it on ourselves, warm some oil up, put it on ourselves, get a sweater on, and just sweat you out in bed for a couple of days and do the same thing. And that is it. Then we get up and go. And they didn't have the heating and the lighting and everything else. It was just basic amenities and basic necessities they have. Here we have really protein and amino acids and branch chain amino acids and cod liver oils. We're trying to get all of that down our throats, but we're still suffering. So how is it like back in them days, and how are we reacting to it in this modern era? That's the key thing. Is how did them guys get over the Spanish flu, even though it was not originated from Spain? But how did them guys get over that? And here we're still tackling COVID-19 after a year or a few years.
Do you think the reason they got over it, the Spanish flu as such, is because their mentalities were different?
Yeah,
As in, like,
100%.
They will do what they need to do. Like, going back to your question about what changed my mind while we're talking about it is the fact that, like I said, like, you know, I didn't know anybody that had it. It wasn't until a friend of mine's family member got it and got extremely ill that changed my mind about it, because I just thought, if he was to lose that family member and I somehow played a part in it by not getting a vaccine when it was offered to me, the guilt I'd feel. And then I thought, what about when I'm walking down the street and I walk past someone? What about if that person gets something from me that I don't know I've got?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like something like that. So that's what's changed my mind on getting it. My mum actually had it, the vaccine. She had it 4 weeks ago. And unlike the people that you know, she had no symptoms of illness after. Nothing. All that actually happened was she had a dead arm for like 3 days. So even with that, questioning that, is that just a case of the way your body fights it, or is it just
probably it could be like each individual?
Yeah.
You know,
so is it
each individual as well? Yeah.
So it's a bit of a difficult.
Sorry, can I say something? When was the Spanish flu?
So it was in the 1930s.
1930s. My argument on that one, there was a lot less people on the earth as well.
Yeah,
there was a lot less people to where you know, everything was less packed.
Yeah,
you know, it's what it is now. You know, you can't go into the town centre. You know, and it's packed. In the 1930s, there were not that many people about. I don't know. That's that could be an option. It could be an option.
Well,
you know,
I've just googled it. It's from 1918 to 1920. It infected 500 million people.
Wow.
About a third of the world's population at that time.
And it originated from America, and it was classified as Spanish flu because Spanish. I think we were in war then. Was it World War One?
Well, yeah, that time, yeah, World War One.
So a few of the infected soldiers went over to Spain, and Spain was the middle ground for them to go over to various places in America. In Europe. And so it started from there, and that's why they called it Spanish flu, because Spanish was impartial. Spain was impartial, so the Spanish started to broadcast everything.
I think because of the trading paths and stuff, that's how it moved around. And they're saying between 20 to 50 million people died from the Spanish flu. So you know, that's quite bad. You know,
that's what I mean. It's Ifty, he's got knowledge on that. You know, it's but that's. To hear that, I didn't think it was that bad. You know, the Spanish flu. You know, I've not done no research on it. So, cheers, Ifty, for scoring me on that. You know, definitely,
it's just a matter of history repeating itself. Is this man-made? Is this something that obviously, if we keep on talking about it, how do we get over this?
But is that the herd mentality then? The fittest lived and the weak people passed away, unfortunately. Is that, do you think, what's happening now then with this COVID? Is it just, the herd mentality? I don't know. It's quite difficult.
When we first had the COVID-19, what was it? Whole care homes were being wiped out. And it was just people were being infected left, right, and centre, and all the elderly were getting wiped out. There was nothing there. Now, nowadays, the elderly are still there. There's more elders there. Our community are more in elders. So, you'll see a lot more of the elders. Them days, people didn't have that kind of immunity. I think our immunity is a bit more stronger because we're a bit more active. Back in them days, they would work long hours. If I look at the history, they would work long hours, 8, 10, 12. If I look at my father, he worked from 6 a.m. till 6, 7 p.m. Then they would come back home, have coal fires, go to sleep on whatever simplistic foods, and get back up and do the same thing. And that was 7 days. Here we have a lifestyle of we only work 8 hours a day, and the rest of the days we're either training or we're being a bit more active. And then
Also, sorry, let me jump in there quickly. You're saying we're more active as well, but at birth we were all given the injection, whatever the injection was, to make our immunity better or whatever it was. We've got so we're living a lot longer now than what they're living. So maybe it's them injections we had when we were younger that's making our bodies stronger to fight these kind of infections or diseases or whatever you want to call them. Sorry, carry on. Carry on with that one. I wanted to say it before I forgot.
Oh, you got to put it in there before you
that brain.
Yeah, he was about to go.
So yeah, I mean, it's just our immunities are a bit more stronger, and we're doing a lot. We're a bit more active. So back in the days, no gyms. People would go out, cinemas, cars would be, something that they would cherish. Obviously there was a lot more pollution back in them days. More hygiene was at a low. These days, hygiene is at a high. But there's more. How can I say? More infections, more diseases that are about. So is our immune system really up to standard? Is this where we have to carry on building our immune system? And is it through COVID vaccines, or is it through our lifestyle, which is looking after your mental health, looking after your physical health? Is this the way move forward? Is either you have the vaccine and move forward, and then you just say, right, okay, or you say my lifestyle dictates I want to be active for 2 hours. If I go out and clear my lungs, if I go out and do cupping, or if I go out and just build my strength, is that better for me than just having a vaccine and having that injected in me? If you know what I mean. You're having a foreign object injected in you, not knowing what kind of how your body's going to react. And the simple thing is, the vaccine is a generic vaccine. What works for you may not work for me, may not work for Jane, may not work for, and it could be fatal in certain circumstances for certain individuals. Now, this is
it's the flip of a coin, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And that's it.
We need to understand is we're making a personal choice here. Either we take the vaccine and we say, right, fine, I want to live happy because I've had the vaccine now, or you've had the vaccine, or you don't take the vaccine and say, I still want to live my lifestyle where I can play hockey, I can go running, I can do my weights, I can do everything I want, because the side effects are not there. I mean, some people have major side effects. They get the COVID, and then for months on end, they can't do anything because of obviously the COVID in itself, and they've had the vaccine. So in that sense, what do you do? And these are guys that some are young, some are in their 20s, some 30s. So it's not that it's discriminating against age. It's just hitting everyone. Maybe youngsters, it's not affecting as such. But I mean, as I say, the teens, the 20s, 30s onwards, it's affecting everyone, but it's affecting them in different ways. Whether the vaccine plays a part in us moving forward as a society is different. I don't see it that the vaccine may benefit us. It's just we want to, as a society, we want to get out of this bubble, and the only way to get out of this bubble is you have to have the vaccine. And this is where push comes to shove. Have the vaccine and you can get out of the bubble, or don't have the vaccine and stay in the bubble, and we'll just extend the lockdown. And then when we extend the lockdown, we're, how can I say it, not brainwashing you, but we're mentally challenging you to say, right, unless you don't take it, we're not going to take you out of this bubble. So we're not going to open up the essential shop, non-essential shops or whatever. And one of the key arguments that there was recently was the gentleman who was a barber, and he was in one of these Tesco Rica like arena barbers, and Tesco was open and everyone doing their shopping. And what he was doing the barbering, the hairdressing, and he was only doing a 1-in, 1-out policy. And and obviously they closed him down, but his actual defense was, you can see a lot of more people intermingling there, and there's more chance of them doing it than myself, which is 1-in, 1-out. I'll do all the hygiene. I'm quite, I'll do as best as I can. My defense is a lot more because I've got quite well than those whom you are in close contact with. So let's say, for example, you're in a checkout And the only thing is shielding you is that little plastic shield. But air particles are still going to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
They're not going to stop there, are they? You know, you can go over the top, or it's stupid. It is, man. It's stupid.
And this is maybe the vaccine is a way out. Yeah,
isn't it? Really, it's where, like you were just saying, it's where most of the arguments come from. Because at the beginning of it, when it all happened, I was doing some shopping myself. I was outside Aldi, and everyone was queuing, 2 meters distance, this, that, and the other. As soon as you go in, it's a free for all. I was looking at some veg. I got people leaning all over me,
stepping over. Yeah.
So it's fine to do 2 meters outside, but when we go in, I can touch the same veg and stuff that you're touching. I can lean over you. I can touch you. I can breathe on you. But when it comes to, like you say, that gentleman that's doing a 1 in, 1 out, and he's probably got PPE and everything on, they take a big stand for that.
Yes.
So does that not make you think about some people's arguments that some things are fair and some things aren't in it, business-wise, not like people taking a vaccine or whatever? You can understand why people are getting so angry and so annoyed with it, and just thinking, do you know what? If it doesn't pick up, I'm just gonna keep my business open.
Good point, Jamie. Excellent point.
I think this will affect more businesses down the long haul than it will actual people.
Yeah.
Because you can get your health back. Yes. If you take the vaccine, and you, like you say, if you want to start improving your health, you can. Once you've gone bankrupt from a business, you'll never be the same again.
Yes.
Coming to that point, hopefully, I think next week there might be an announcement, I think, and hopefully some of the restrictions might be kind of like eased off a bit. Guys, we've got about another 10 minutes on this podcast. I've got another one straight after this one, so I'm trying to just monitoring the time. So we've got another 10 minutes. So Luke, what do you think regarding opening the gym? Hopefully, when the announcement is made, maybe hopefully next week or so. You got everything planned?
I've got everything set up to reopen, but I know as much as you.
Good.
Which is not much. Until the government say we can open. Let's see what he says on Monday, and go from there.
Could you just remind the people where your gym is and any social media outlets that you have so they can contact you?
My gym is on the Felser Road, Coventry, Scorpion Gym. Social media, I'm only on Instagram, which is Scorpion Gym Cov. And you'll see me there. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate that.
Park?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it used to be Bodyworks.
Yes.
I've took it over now, and it's I've put my own stamp on it, Scorpion Gym.
Good one.
And I just need it to be open now. So yeah.
Yes.
You and me both. I'm getting fat, boy.
Yeah. Me
wow.
too.
Hey, you need to stick to that diet.
Hey, man. Who needs to diet when it's so easy just to like do an Uber Eats to McDonald's or something?
I know. I'm
not like, hey, my excuse is I can't go nowhere.
Excellent.
We keep on whacking out them discounts every so often.
Mate, they were giving me like 50% off and stuff, and I'm like, it's going to have to be 50%.
I have to get it. What's that, 50% off a pizza? Oh, babe, we're eating pizza tonight.
Excellent. All right, guys, we've got to wrap it up another 5 minutes. My next podcast is going to be quite controversial, guys. Next one is 6:15. Let me see if I can post the podcast. Okay, my next podcast. Can you see it?
Jews or Gentiles?
Yeah. So I've got a controversial podcast coming up, which is next. Guys, feel free to come on if you have time. Ask any questions and stuff like that. I'll be asking a lot of questions. I've got like 2 pages full of questions. So I've got a guest from London, well-known blogger called Paul Williams. I've got another guy from New Jersey, New York. His name's Khalil. So hopefully they should be on pretty soon. So guys, any last messages? I'm gonna pass the mic over to Ifti. Any last message, brother?
Guys, stay safe. It's been lovely talking to you, all of you. Obviously, I learned Luke. I've spoken to Jamie for the first time, but it's been an eye opener for me. And hopefully, we can get through this and let the gyms open. Just try to keep it on track these days. I mean, let the weather change. So hopefully, we get a bit of the good weather and let the summer rock on, and hopefully, we can get some holidays in and some vitamin D's. So yeah.
Excellent.
If
Jamie?
what I want to say is, if you shared some knowledge there, just thank you for that.
Yeah,
Thank you for
excellent,
coming on,
brother.
Jamie. Thanks for coming on as well. And everybody just stay safe.
Jamie, I noticed you got a hoodie on there. What hoodie is that, brother? The hoodie.
A good friend of mine has a clothing company. It's called Dominate Fitness.
Yeah.
And he does all sorts, just hoodies, vests. We've got tracksuits coming. We've got everything coming, just like you'd expect from a normal.
Any had contact and get hold of any stuff? Anybody wants anything?
If you just go on his Instagram, which is Dominate Fitness, I believe. You've set me up right there because I weren't prepared for that question. There you go. That's one of the hats that Luke's got.
So this is like a life, but there's no script in here. So
no, for sure.
Definitely, mate. You answered it
right.
You answered
I'm sure it's
really
Dominate
well.
Fitness on Instagram. But yeah, go check it out.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate you being on here.
Apologise for turning up late.
No worries. Hopefully we'll continue this every.
Yeah, you turned up. You turned up. That's all that matters.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good man.
Okay,
nice to meet you, mate. Like Luke said, you're a man full of knowledge, and I'm going to be going away and thinking about some of this stuff, and I'm definitely going to look up that Spanish flu.
Yeah, me
sure.
Too. Yes. Hey, and let's hope we don't catch the Spanish flu as well.
Oh, God. This rate, we're just
Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe, brothers.
You too.
See you, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the next stream. As you can see now, will be, let me just, this is the next stream. Hopefully it'll be on in about 15 or 20 minutes or so. Feel free to come on. As you can see at the bottom, I'll be speaking with Paul Williams and Khalil, so it'd be quite interesting. Feel free to come on and ask any questions. Thank you so much. This is your brother Muhammad from Cover FF. Just like to say thank you and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.